Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about my favorite K-dramas of 2020. I've listed top 10. Only started watching K-dramas in February 2020 and I've been hooked ever since. I watched around 25 dramas I think in the past year, so that's pretty crazy. And most of these dramas that I'm gonna talk about are on Netflix. If not, they'll be on UTV or Drama Pool. If you like K-dramas or are interested in watching one, then definitely keep watching. Let's get started. Number 1, we have Crash Landing on You. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of this because it's very popular. It's basically a drama about a South Korean heiress who crash lands from parasailing into North Korea and meets a soldier there. The show might seem very unrealistic, which it is, but I think the plot and the cast and the acting is just superb. Definitely a bingeable show. I think I watched it in 2 days, which is crazy because I had school at the time, and it's 16 episodes. Each episode is around more than an hour long. I cried a lot at many points. Another thing is that the ensemble cast is really funny and super fun to watch. I didn't expect the side characters to be so funny. Notable mention is that the soundtrack is beautiful, and definitely listen to it on Spotify afterwards. Moving on to number 2, we have It's Okay Not to Be Okay. So this drama follows the male lead who works at the psychiatric ward, and he encounters a successful young woman who is a writer of children's books, but she also has antisocial personality disorder, and you see their interactions. It also follows the different patients in the psychiatric ward and their stories. I really appreciated that they talked about mental illness in such a direct and truthful way. The portrayal of autism is very, very important in the show, and the actor was amazing at portraying that. Chemistry between the 3 main leads was also very amazing, and the ending was very satisfying. I don't think I've ever seen a more satisfying ending for K-drama, so that's saying a lot. And I think K-dramas endings are really hard to do because they're either too cliche, too unrealistic, or they just don't bund up all the plot holes. So number 3 is Startup. It was a very, very hyped up show. So the drama follows a aspiring entrepreneur, which is Soldami, and it's been her kind of journey of navigating the startup space in Korea and the struggles of being an entrepreneur. I think it's a topic that not many people have talked about in a drama setting or TV show setting. They make the tech language very palatable to a wider audience, and through the show I also discovered the actor who plays Mr. Han, who's just amazing, and I'm excited to see what else he does. I really had second lead syndrome in this one. I know a lot of people feel the same way, so that's why it was a little frustrating through the series and didn't find the ending too satisfying, but generally it's still a very good watch. Highly recommend. Number 4, we have Hospital Playlist. I didn't actually watch this show while it was airing, but I watched it recently because a lot of people told me it was really good. It follows a group of 5 doctors who are actually best friends from med school, and they're already top of their fields, but you see them interact with each other, with the cases that they handle, and also their personal struggles. I found this a really calming watch. The cases were really interesting. I'm also glad that it was not really focused much on romance because a lot of K-dramas focus on that. OST is also very fun. If you watch the show, you'll understand why I would point that out specifically. I'm really excited for a second season. It should be coming out this year. We'll see how they pick it up and where the characters go next. Number 5, we have Itaewon Class. This show was really hyped up too because of Park Seo-joon, who is a very famous actor and very good-looking actor. The show shows the versatility of his acting and his strength of his acting, and I think he improved immensely. It's a classic story of retribution and revenge, where the underdog, who's the ex-con, and his other friends build a street pub and launch a street pub to fight for their dreams and also to fight against the oppressor. I think the acting was very strong in that it was really easy to root for the underdogs. The cast actually features queer and black characters, which is very important for representation. I think the first half of it was really strong, and you can binge watch that part really quickly, but the second part was, for me, less strong, and it really didn't keep up the momentum of the first half, so it was a bit disappointing, but it's still a worthwhile watch. So number 6, we have Dr. Romantic 2. This is a sequel to Dr. Romantic. I didn't actually watch the first installment, but I think it still makes sense if you don't watch it. It follows 2 doctors who meets the unusual teacher Kim, like a very talented doctor but a bit weird. The ensemble cast is great. You can see that the chemistry has been built from the previous installment. I was surprised that it wasn't really focused on the romance. It was mainly focused on the medical cases, which I enjoyed a lot, and it reminded me sort of Grey's Anatomy, but with less of the like romantic stuff. If you enjoy medical shows, I think I highly recommend this because the medical cases are actually quite interesting and impactful. Number 7, we have Hi Bye Mama. This show is very heartwarming, also slightly depressing, but it's still a really good show. This follows a woman named Cha Yuri who's been a ghost for 5 years, and she's just overlooking her husband and her child. But then she sort of gets a chance to be able to be reincarnated. I wasn't drawn to like ghost shows because I thought it was a bit, weird and unrealistic, but it was a show that talked a lot about grief and the process of grief and how people process grief differently, and sort of makes you reflect on your own life. I binge watched this show. I think I watched it in a day or two. It made me cry so much, and so it's sort of a heavier show in my opinion. I would recommend you to not watch it all in one sitting. But yeah, so number 8, we have Uncanny Counter. It just finished its last episode last weekend, so I haven't actually watched the finale, but the show is super good. I didn't expect it to be good. The story kind of follows some human demon hunters who catch evil spirits to sort of attain like eternal life, and the plot of the show is very strong, and the ensemble cast is also very nice, and they're like a family-like community. The action scenes are really cool effects. Number 9, we have True Beauty. It is a very hyped up show because the 3 main leads are very good looking, so I would recommend if you want to watch some really good looking people. It follows a girl who is in high school. She got bullied for being like ugly and becomes like a pretty girl after she puts on makeup. Shows her navigating the high school experience with boys and drama and all that stuff. So it's based on a webtoon, and that's why it was also really hyped up, and they have a lot of fans already from the webtoon. Generally, it's been a really funny watch, entertaining and really like lighthearted mostly, some serious moments, but generally quite lighthearted. The 3 main leads have great chemistry, and there's some second syndrome in this one, but for me personally, I didn't really have any. I understand why some people would say that though. So keep that in mind when you're watching the show. And last but not least, we have number 10, Run On. This show is pretty underrated. It follows a Olympic Korean sprinter who sort of encounters a subtitle translator, and I think from just that one line it doesn't seem quite like enticing, but I think that the writing of the show is really good, and the actors really bring out the qualities of the characters and the quirkiness of the characters. I'm pretty excited for the rest of the episodes to see how they sort of wrap it up. I really like the fact that the plot is not too intense, but it still keeps you wanting to follow the show, and it's still like a good watch for anyone who's interested in a light drama. So yeah, that's it for my list. I hope that it gave you some ideas of what you want to watch. If you have any more recommendations for me, or have any comments about what I've said in the video, please comment down below. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully we'll see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you.